And welcome to part 2, where we left off on the first one. I think we can directly go into the topic. Johnny has a story for us, including me and him.
And Vladi as well.
And Vladi was there,
And
actually.
Vladi as well, yeah. So, I would say it's hard to say, but it's not hard to say. Right, I've been having a really hard time recently. And I would say it's mainly because London is not having enough sun. This is one of the biggest topics, because even British people are saying the same thing. Every single winter, I'm depressed. Every single winter. That's how they're saying. So I was going through some big volumes of work, big volumes of stress. Things that had to be done. For me, mainly it was being consistent with what I'm doing, because I put myself a really big goal in changing my body, and it's going well, even though I wasn't thinking that way. Because obviously there are moments, there are ups and downs, and consistency is not about getting 100 perfect workouts. It's about getting the 100 workouts in. And it took me 1 year to actually see that results came even without doing them perfectly.
So there's a nice quote. Can I add a quote?
Go on.
I'm not sure who said it, but I'll try and find it. I don't fear the man who's practiced one good kick. I fear the man who's done 1,000 kicks.
Yes.
Something like that. Along those lines.
Repetition. Repetition. Right. So on top of that, there is no secret for both of these young men that I have currently a financial problem. It's not mainly financial problem, it's a past mistake which I did and didn't manage it well. I was struggling a little bit. It kicks back and knocks you down. Plus on top of that, big volumes at work. It kind of got me caught into a little cage where I wouldn't say suffering, but feeling lonely, definitely. Same what we were talking about in the last podcast. The loneliness wasn't coming from being alone. Even though I was spending my whole winter mostly alone, still developing myself, checking on stuff, doing my own research, getting ready to do the next step.
Yeah.
But yes, I got myself into a state where like every single day was tired, low energy. Can't say anxious because I don't believe in anxiety. Anxiety is
Just
a play game of our mind, which kind of puts you more into staying in comfort. That's what our biology does, is trying to keep you safe. And whenever you're trying something new, it's just coming up there as emotion. People call it anxiety.
Anxiety, the best way to explain it is a lack of clarity.
Yes, lack of clarity. When you don't know what it's gonna be, how it's gonna be, but yes.
Over excessive nervousness.
So day by day I was coming home. Mostly Marty was at home. I was constantly working. Marty is mainly working from home. He's doing all his work online. So he was seeing me in these states where I was either completely exhausted after long hours traffic drive, after the 10 hours of work, and getting home after some road rages sometimes. I'm really lucky. I still don't know how lucky I am to get into so many road rages and stuff. I'm trying to control it a lot of times and just staying calm. This is one thing which actually is helping me staying more patient, and Marty's seen how patient I am at work. And not only at work.
But it's just taking a toll on your mental well-being.
Yes. As you said in the previous podcasts, you're getting filled up until it just bursts.
So then one day Johnny comes home, and for I don't know how many days in a row I just hear, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. And for me, just seeing my like very close person, my brother, telling me all these negative things like every single day, oh, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. And I know the impact of your thoughts and your affirmations. When you say you're tired, you will be tired. But if you say, I'm tired and that's okay, I'm gonna let go of this tiredness by doing this. Now you're putting that in a way different form of energy that's gonna go in your favor. And that's what I made the mistake by actually just directly calling it out. It was just too direct. It was too direct. I wasn't aware, and I learned my lesson of being a bit more compassionate about what the person is going through and understanding that they're not going through something easy, and just asking first the question, can I tell you this? How are you? Right, understand and show compassion, and then see what the person is going through, and then ask again, can I give you a piece of advice? You know that I love you, you know that I care for you. Can I tell you this? You're being a little bitch. So I directly told him, but I didn't ask the questions, I didn't do it the right way. And Johnny just completely shut down. I told him, Johnny, you're telling me you're tired, you're coming here with all this negativity, where did you go? Where did you go? You are not like this. That's what I told him directly, and I immediately felt guilt. I felt bad that I told him this, but then I was also fighting kind of like this internal monologue of, shit, did I do the right thing? Did I tell him the right way? Did I not? Is he hurt? Is he not hurt? Well, I was just overthinking, but I let it be. I let it be because there was nothing else I could do at that time. I've already done the damage, and I knew that Johnny is strong enough to handle this punch directly to his emotions.
This is the thing. There are people who can't handle this kind of stuff. Because I am able to tell myself day after day that whenever I'm being a bitch, you are a bitch, just fucking shut up and do the work, and no one cares. You need to not care as well, just fucking do the work, and that's it. To be honest, if you would be soft with me that day, I think the next day I would be tired as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't hit this hard.
It wouldn't hit me this hard, yes, and I actually agree that sometimes you need, it depends from who it comes. I know that Marty is that person that actually cares a lot of people, and he's always trying to be there for you and help you. And when he said it that straightforward, I was like, damn. There was a little spring of upsetting in there. I felt sad, and I felt like
would you
I
say
need
that
to
you
shut
were
down.
disconnected from him?
Yes, straight away. Like I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I saw it. I felt it.
I was like, I'm not gonna share anything with anyone from now on. Like, I'm sharing something, and then I'm just fucking punched in the face. But then through a lot of analysis, this takes time, and you need to sit down and understand how your feeling works. And your feelings that don't give a shit about you. Your feelings are just overwhelming you and don't help you see the clarity. I sat down and I was just thinking, this doesn't help me. If I will not talk, it won't help. So what's the point of not talk? I better talk. And just get a straight punch in the face, take it with all my will, and just then change from there. That's it. So if you have a friend who is actually straightforward to you, he's not mean. He's actually there to help you, because a lot of people there are gonna be like, oh yeah, I understand you. Shut the fuck up, bro.
I also think that you need to also distinguish who is the real one that actually cares about you, because if anyone can throw you a punch in your face, and you actually don't really realize it, but you do get punched in the face multiple times during the day. It's just that you don't feel it from some people, but you do feel it from the close ones, and then you end up thinking, oh, the close one is trying to hurt me, but then the random person is not really hurting you. Yeah, but that close person is staying next to you, and they want the best for you when the random person doesn't really give a shit about you. So that's where you need to distinguish the difference between the punches. Because you're the close one next to you, yeah, they might not say it perfectly. Yes, it does come as a surprise to you because they're your closest person. You expect them to know how to talk to you. That you expect them to, you know, have learned how you communicate, how you listen. But then sometimes they just throw these punches at you and you get hurt. But that's where you have to draw that line and say, no, I actually understand what you're saying, and then just come back to them and convey how you felt, and then don't try to throw a punch back at them, but just show them that you understand what they're trying to say. Yeah, and literally just.
So we have a story, me and Vladi, on this morning.
That's why I'm speaking now.
And yesterday as well, right? That's why it just reminded me of the same thing. Where I basically did the same thing to John, but to Vladi. Same thing. Because I saw negativity, I saw something that's not helping him, and I was just like, Vladi, you have to fucking get back up. And he didn't like it. But after like a few hours of just thinking and analyzing and reflecting, he got back to it. I think I'm a bit more open because I've practiced this very deliberately, and Johnny knows this as well, that I always ask, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And I have got to the mentality of just daily analyzing myself, that I'm like doing something wrong every day. So if someone comes up and tells me, you're doing something wrong, I would directly lower down my ego, lower down everything that I have as a defense mechanism. Just like everything I have as a wall, I'll just open up and just listen to what they're saying. I've done this to my partner, I've done this to Vladi, to Johnny, and I'm absorbing what they're saying. However, there is also a caveat in this, which I'm not sure if you've learned, maybe you don't have the same lesson as me, but it's just, it doesn't hit as much. It doesn't hit, if you open up like this, and you let it go in, you just kind of accept it, but then the consequences or the actions are not as obsessive to actually make a change. So the change doesn't happen as easy, like, or actually as fast as when it hits. Yes. So right, if someone hits you really good and you fall down, you want to get it back up. But if someone hits you and you just do like this, and you're not doing much of a difference and making a change afterwards, that's what I've noticed with me. So that's something that I am aware and I'm trying to do now to improve. When someone comes up and they tell me you're doing something wrong, instead of just accepting it and then keep doing the same thing that I'm doing,
yes,
I'll have to accept it, but then also change it to something that is gonna be. I see it like an experiment, right? Everything in life is an experiment, just seeing what works best for you, and I'm also experimenting with getting this feedback directly and just working on the change.
Regarding this, I think Johnny can definitely add upon the point I'm gonna make right now. Definitely in the beginning of their connection and the experience working together, Marty was getting hurt a lot. Like he couldn't take the punches from
Oh
Johnny.
yeah.
He couldn't.
I remember that.
Johnny can build upon this point. Marty couldn't take the punches. He couldn't. He was getting proper angry. He was getting proper like aggressive towards himself.
Yes.
Towards himself internally, not towards anything else. Towards himself. And the moment he doesn't go through it as much as because he's doing it on a daily basis, throwing the punches at himself and not being so disappointed. But in the beginning, he was actually the one to handle it the worst. Would you say,
Yes.
Joe?
I would say yes and no. If you're able to get that aggression and not get it out onto other people, but you're doing
He
that
wasn't
on
doing
purpose because you are agreeing with yourself that I fucked up, and you get all that aggression towards yourself.
Yes.
Again, with love or just being full of rage and getting angry on yourself. You are helping yourself by self. I don't know how to put it down. By self it's not a criticism. It's you're giving yourself the punch which somebody else could give to you.
Yeah.
So he was really good at just sitting there and say, "Oh, I fucked up. I didn't do it right. I didn't." And clearly I could see that even in work we were doing together at the beginning, and I was always saying, mate, you did it. You at least did the work. It's not perfectly, it's fucked
Yeah.
up maybe, but we can change. So whenever something goes wrong, you got the fail, I don't know, you failed,
Mhm.
you can change anything in life. Anything. The only thing you can change is time. So regretting is not
Yeah.
gonna help. It's gonna be a more waste of time.
Yes, because what really pisses us off, me and Marty, especially Marty, who is more reactive to it, is when we make a mistake. When we make a bigger mistake, which we shouldn't have been able to do that mistake because we've done it so many times, that's when we get really annoyed. It's not like you make a mistake because you don't know how to do it. It's when you make a mistake because something you haven't thought of, but you've done it multiple times. That's when we get really pissed off.
For me, it was pure negligence. I wouldn't feel so in control of myself and so in control of everything I wanted to put because of the fact that we are twins with Vladi, and obviously here like, we're kind of maybe analyzing me a bit more, but it's just that he was taking more charge of the directions of our life, the finances, the responsibilities, and my responsibilities were lower. So I had to take a very big punch on how to be more responsible, how to learn responsibility. And when you fail on responsibility, you're like, fuck, this shit is hard, it's hitting hard.
To be honest, I remember, yes, I clearly remember both of you last year, and now both of your responsibilities are, I would say, 100 and 100, not 50 and 50 or 70, 30. It's 100 and 100.
Yeah.
I clearly see like 1 year ago
Changed. Yeah.
and 1 year, like now, everything
Big
changed.
difference. And I feel
It is
it.
a big
I
difference.
feel the difference of like taking responsibility and actually doing something about it and make it work in your favor.
Yeah.
I feel that.
One of the things that we have done between me and Marty is that I've completely pulled back from creating any stories, creating any content, taking even pictures. Completely pulled back from that and just let everything down to him, taking care of the camera, taking care of the whole content. Because even I have the interest of doing it, but I'm just completely pushing myself back. I don't mind that because I see that he's taking on the 100% of responsibility, and all I have to do is just be myself in front of the camera, which is something so easy to do for me anyway. So that's how we managed to split that load. But as to go back to the main point is that Marty right now is, because he's taking that responsibility of building himself and having the 100% responsibility and taking care of the content, he's now throwing a bit more punches to people in their faces. Even to me this morning again. I had to deal with it because I was nearly gonna punch him again, but I managed.
Yeah, we talked about this with Johnny, that your own self-talk and your own ways of coping with responsibility and tasks and other stuff like productivity and workload is your own way, and that's what I learned, that I shouldn't be applying it onto others, but at the same time I should be able to express it in some type of way.
Yes.
At least express it and just take a note of it and just let you know.
Right now I'm gonna say it full on. He's learning how to express it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there is an example. Actually, you can't use the same methods which you're using on yourself towards your friends and family. The moment you're gonna talk to your friends and family, shut the fuck up and do the thing, don't be a whiny bitch, it's not gonna be really helpful. So that's why I say that it was Marty and Vladi in that situation, because the next day we had a session together, so we were going to the gym, and I had the opportunity to talk with Vladi about what happened, and just say that I was tired, and the main thing I was tired, it wasn't the work, the volume, everything. It was the fact that nothing is changing, and you need just one person to talk to. They listen to you, and your filled up cup is just, it's not boiling anymore. It just goes down. So you need a person who can give you a punch, and a person who can let all that exhaustion and all that tense building up.
Mm.
And I would actually say if you can find a person who can listen first and then find a person who can give you a punch, it's better.
Yeah,
Because
I can add-
again, you're kind of put yourself into a position where I want to change, but first I want to get the tension down. Because if you can't really control your emotions,
It's gonna
you
go.
can just start a fight or an
Yeah.
argument with the person who's gonna be
Yeah.
more straightforward towards you.
Yeah,
But
and
again,
I-
it takes time to build a connection and synchronize with people. That's why I actually understand Marty, because I saw him so many times talking to himself. Fuck, I should be doing this. I should be doing like that. And when he told me that day that I'm too negative, and most of the time I'm negative, I just saw it as he would tell himself the same thing, and I'm telling myself the same thing. It's just I heard it from a person who is close enough to me, but I didn't expect it, because usually I would just say everything I have to say, calming down. But I think there would never be a punch after.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
You would just listen instead of then say, for example, and now shut the fuck up and get back to work.
Yeah. I wanted to add that coming from me, the awareness that I had and just reflecting and reviewing why this happened was emotional availability. That's the thing, that if that person is
How
telling
much
you
energy
this
we have.
this thing, shut the fuck up and work. He is just not able to handle whatever you're going through. He's not able to take on your tension as well.
Yes.
His capacity is at max. It's like this bottle is gonna overfill, and when it overfills, he has to put something like to stop it. And listen, I'm gonna give you only this advice. And
There
that's
is
it.
another reason why, but we're not going to go into detail.
Yes, I'm still working with that, and I'm improving. But as I said earlier, this is something that I want to improve and learn, and not just stop here and just tell everyone, yeah, go fucking work and just do your work.
Yes.
And that's
However,
not how I want
sometimes
to.
that's the only thing what helps.
Yeah, that's the thing. That you
Yeah.
have to find the path.
Yeah,
There's
you
two
do have to go in
opposing
obsession.
sides.
Yeah, you have to go in that other end to fully
Yeah.
see the full picture. You can't go from just middle to one end. You have to go to the other end as well.
Yeah, so the emotional availability is a very important part here, because for me, for example, I just go straight for the answer. Right? So I just go straight and tell you, "Bam, you're doing this wrong. This is wrong for you," but the person's not ready to hear that. Whereas I speak to myself.
Do you think that this is because you're actually a coach, and whenever a person asks you for a coaching advice, you already know the problem and you just say it? Could it be
Yeah.
the same reason?
Well, I try with my clients to listen to what they have to say, right? Because here
As a
they're-
client, I can say yes.
Yeah, because I see it as it kind of sounds rude, but just wasting time. I kind of see it that way, honestly. I just see it when I have to listen to someone go 1 hour of sharing all his problems. It's not wasting their time, but it's wasting my time. Right? That's how I just see it, because I can be spending this time in something else, and this is my own problem. I kind of went to the edge of don't waste my time, right? Because I want to be focusing on something else, which is going to be more beneficial for me. Which also I now realize it's more egocentric, right? I'm just being protective of what I want to do. It's very egocentric, but at the
Yeah.
same time I have to pull it back and get back to the point where, okay, let's maybe agree on 30 minutes, right? So I have like 30
That's
minutes.
what I was just thinking.
I have 30 minutes that you can share with me. I have a bit of time, like balance the things, because if I go over that time threshold of 30 minutes listening to someone, I
Yeah.
just become, internally I feel like I can't give you any more. My cup is full, and I'm not helping you in this
This
way.
is again the thing. If you are that person who everyone is coming to when they feel tired, you know that you're on the right path, and the only way to get your energy and to get your reservoir bigger is by constantly helping
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Not just shut it at the 30 minutes.
Yes.
Because imagine now you have only, how many clients you have right now?
8.
8
right?
clients. Imagine you'll have 80.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
why
you
it's
start to
just-
disconnect.
So it's not about the time, it's about the capability which you can actually fill in, and if you can find a way of preventing it, which you already started,
Yes.
it's the form, the Wednesday forms. You can add something in there. Tell me something which you're going through right now, and be completely honest with yourself. This you can make it as a I don't know, spreadsheet of things which people were going through, and then I don't know, once a month or once every 3 months, 6 months, send it back, and
Yeah.
people will see what struggles they had also, but also feel the attachment, like I was going through it, he was with me, and
Yes.
we still got the results.
Yeah. This
That's-
which is
database is very
personal.
important. Yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
database is very important.
that's what I did for a main task tomorrow. Is just to create a system which is going to be optimal for coaching, because this is not about fitness. It's not about nutrition. This is about mental well-being.
Yes,
I'm
coach.
not a therapist, but I'm asking the right questions to where people can start
Yeah.
seeing their world in a different way, just adding more angles and more perspectives, so that they can take the initiative themselves to change.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say that when we had like 1 or 2 clients, our biggest mistake was that we wanted to connect with them a lot, like proper, like go into a relationship with them, you know, that type of level of connection. But at the same time, they're paying us money for that. But when there's like a very very deep connection to that person, it doesn't cost £100. It costs more like, as a service in terms of the market, roughly around £400 to £500 minimum, because of all the time you're putting in. If I'm putting in more than 30 hours in one person a week and I get paid 100 a month, that's a bit too much, right? It's undervalued. It's like that's not. There's a very diminishing return, both for me and the person, because that person is not looking for a relationship with me. They're not looking for a partner. They're looking for someone to hold them accountable. And this is what we're trying to find, that good balance, and like feedback, as our very good friend Joan just gave us, is actually crucial for us to build our business, because there's a difference between having 8 members and 80 members.
How are we gonna deal with that?
And the only way to learn this is through practice, from going through it every single week. Because we had times where with Johnny we just completely disconnected. We didn't talk about nutrition, fitness, nothing, and that was mainly because of me and because of both of us. It's actually both. It's like mutual. It's on both ends. Johnny didn't search for me for anything. I was not being able to connect with him anyway. So we managed
Yet
to
again,
find
I'm
again
lucky
the
because the most of the time I'm around you.
Yeah.
So whenever I have a question, I just ask
Yeah,
straight
directly
away.
ask.
So this is already something which is just a privilege for me, but not all the clients are gonna have it.
Yeah.
So the main question again is how to
Maintain.
deal with 80. You need to build. You need to be able to build something, a structured way
System.
of system of
That's the goal.
yes
More.
of being able to kind of listen to the
Yeah.
people which
Connect.
have the problem, but not wasting that 1.5 hours per each person, 'cause
Yeah.
you won't get to
Yeah.
the point.
And this is something that we naturally have, me and Marty. We haven't, tried to have it. We just have it naturally. But it's that we connect with people, even though we haven't chatted with a lot of our friends from when we were like 10 years old. They connect with us now. They become our clients, and they say that they've always felt that they've been connected with us, even though we haven't talked for years in a row. Very good example is our best friend from when we were teenagers. He invited us to his wedding, and he even said it to us personally. I still feel very connected with you, and I still feel like I want to have you in my life, even though we haven't talked for more than 7 years.
Because we have one of the key things is curiosity. In the other person, genuine curiosity, and not just, oh, what can I gain from you, but just being there to help them, to understand them, to listen.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the first stepping stone to connect with someone. So yeah, I think managing just the aspects of how to coach people and how to speak with them, and managing all of that in a system, is gonna help me develop even further as a coach.
But at the end of the day, we want to be treated as professionals. We don't want to be treated as friends, because people do tend to be very, very
very hard with their friends, and have very high expectations, right? And then all of a sudden they have no expectations. So you want to be treated as a professional. Professionals where you have a good connection, where they hold you accountable and you can listen to them, what they say, just to kind of like obey to what the rule is, because you know that this person knows what he's talking about, and if you listen to everything they say, everything that we say, you're gonna definitely have results in terms of your health and well-being and fitness and losing weight, gaining weight, whatever it is. Which is what Johnny is doing now. He's gained a fuck ton of muscle.
I am gaining muscle, and to be honest, I am really, as I said, again, privileged of sitting at this table, eating up, and I think if I wouldn't live with you guys, I wouldn't get so much weight.
Yeah.
Because whenever I eat and I struggle to eat, I have one bite left or whatever amount there is, or I just look at the food. I didn't even start, and I'm like, I don't want to eat. You guys are just like, eat up. That's the only thing. Like, eat up. You're gonna sit here at the table 1.5 hour, eat a meal, but you're gonna eat it. Yeah. And right, we were on the topic about friendship and how to not be a bitch. We kind of went into more topics today.
I think most of them are quite deep. We went quite deep into the things, and that's how you get the most out of this conversation. Yeah, I think we managed to touch the points where you can definitely focus on how to distinguish the good friends and the bad friends.
Yes.
How to not to completely push away the bad friends. You still need those bad friends as well to relax, have a good time, go out, be social. Yeah. But you definitely need to prioritize the people that are truly there for you in your life, and don't push them away. That's the thing. Just let them be, even though if you disconnect a little bit. See how long they can stay there by your side, and they're just supporting you. That's it. Just be grateful for them, and stay connected with them. That's the thing. Just refine your friendship. See who's there for you, and cherish them. That's it.
Yeah, just a natural selection of actually who believes in you. This is another thing. What a lot of people need, belief from somebody else. Because if everyone all the time is telling you like, oh, this won't work. Oh, this won't work. You need one person in your life who sharing the same values and vision, and it's gonna help you.
Especially when they believe in you more than you believe in yourself.
Oh,
that's when you can start to trust them and their perspective and their opinions.
Yes.
That's when you have to.
This is when actually your self-worth start building up as well if you're low, because. At the beginning, when it's really weird, like.
And that was a wrap for the podcast. Unfortunately, our camera died and we didn't manage to film the end of the video. However, we hope you still liked it and got a lot of value from the podcast. We're still brand new to this. We're still learning and developing and growing the channel. We would appreciate any shares on the podcast so we can help more people in situations like ours. So if you like the podcast, just follow, share, and like. Let us know what topics you would like to be covered on the podcast, and we will feature them in the next future podcast. Thank you, and subscribe to the channel.